Hello everyone, it's me Jenny and it's time for another movie review, and today I was trolling through Netflix to try and find something to watch and I happened to click on Spice World, aka the Spice Girls movie from the mid-90s, and I decided to watch it, and I'm coming straight off that experience, so bear with me as I try and collate my thoughts out of Technicolor Dreamworld and into actual coherent dialogue. Spice World. The thing with this film is it's not going to win any Oscars. It is not great. It is not good. It is entertaining, bubble and squeak, Barbie character movie musical based on the Spice Girls, who in themselves are caricatures of female archetypes and caricatures of even more abstract, enormous archetypes. It's basically a hour-and-a-half long Spice Girls movie. That's what it is, and that's what it is. It's weird coming from a perspective of someone who grew up during the Spice Girls era, but I didn't really watch a lot of TV. I didn't listen to a great deal of radio, so I know all the words to all the songs featured in this film off by heart, verbatim. And, you know, I knew of the Spice Girls. I can remember my sister got like a Spice Girls book, and I can remember having like Spice Girls artwork around, and, you know, being very aware of the Spice Girls and knowing there was Posh Spice and Scary Spice and Ginger Spice and Baby Spice and all those things, and knowing which one I was, because obviously I was Baby Spice when I was little. But I didn't really watch them. I can't remember ever really watching them on TV other than towards the end of the Spice Girl era. I certainly hadn't watched Spice World. I didn't watch that until obviously today. I'd watch clips here and there because obviously it's a cultural phenomenon in its own right. And yeah, it was weird watching it from an adult perspective because it's very much a film, like the idea of Spice Girls is the idea of innocence from the perspective of low-cut tops and short skirts. So it's a very interesting type of concept to wrap your head around, because it is as innocent as you can get. It's, you know, girls having fun and girls just want to have fun type thing. And it's silly and incredibly caricaturish, and that's the charm of it. But it's also got a very mature element to it. Things like the multitude of references to pop culture, particularly James Bond. Like the first opening sequence is so very James Bond, with the silhouettes and obviously Roger Moore playing kind of the villain, kind of the James Bond archetype. He's stroking a cat, he's saying weird proverbs. He's probably my favourite character in this, by the way. Roger Moore's a brilliant role. But like, there is a huge amount of sexual undertones, which obviously I didn't understand as a child, but watching as an adult I'm like, dang, these girls definitely knew what they were selling. They were intelligent enough to know how to play to multiple markets, international markets, to be incredibly silly and light-hearted and innocent on so many levels, and yet sell something that's so caricaturish and so simplified, and in itself tell a complicated story, which is what this movie does. This movie is a silly, stupid, over-the-top, cartoonish, caricaturish, ridiculous mess of puppet characters, and yet it talks about, you know, motherhood and independence and the multiple layers of perspective coming from the media, coming from movie makers, coming from documentary makers. The fact that this film kind of has all of those aspects. It's a movie and it's a propaganda piece and it's a documentary in a weird way about these characters who are not real characters, but they are real people. And it's very... it says a lot while saying nothing at all. And also the acting in this is a combination of awful and amazing, because I feel like this film should have broken some records with the number of cameos and great actors they managed to get in it. Like everyone from Hugh Laurie, Stephen Fry, Jennifer Saunders, great British amazing actors that you're like, one sec, he was in Our Mutual Friend, say what? And it's ridiculous. I was slightly thrown off by the huge amount of terrible English accents to begin with, and then at least they covered it at the end. Like, the last scene is amazing because it sums up how the film works and why it does work, because it's so tongue-in-cheek. They know about the multiple layers. They know it's really bad. I love the fact that it's well directed in some places, but sometimes it's terribly directed. Sometimes the audio direction in this is awful. Like, considering these girls' job is to lip sync for music videos. Like, I'm not saying they lip synced on live concerts, I have no opinion on that. But like, sometimes the dubbing is terrible and it's random. It feels like they just randomly threw in everything into a crock pot and they were like, sure, go for it, it's pop culture references, it's crazy and random. And I don't know how to feel about this film. I honestly don't know if I can recommend it. I don't know if I feel like I've had a good experience or a bad experience, but I don't know. And what's weird is because, like, even though all of the songs are nostalgic for me, the film itself means nothing to me from a nostalgia standpoint. I wasn't really aware of these characters and how they're portrayed, so actually experiencing it with the conscientiousness of being both adult and experiencing it from that perspective and not having really experienced these characters. I remember reading the book over and over again. My sister had a book which had like anecdotes and pictures, and I remember reading that again and again and again, but I don't think I ever watched a single Spice Girls music video. I think I watched them on Top of the Pops, and it's a bizarre sensation of experience such intensely 90s culture but full of 60s references and like so many amalgamations of just crazy 90s madness in one film. So I don't know if this is for review. I don't know if I can recommend this film, but it was an experience and that's about all I can say. I feel like I have added another tick to my British card but also taken away something else. I'm not really sure what else, but something seems to be missing from my brain right now. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment. Have you seen Spice World? Are you aware of Spice World? If you're not aware of Spice World, please just watch a trailer or something, or watch the music video for Zigga Zigga if you want to be my lover. There we go, sorry. Watch the music video for If You Want to Be My Lover, and that way you kind of get the entire idea of the film in 2 minutes. Yeah, thank you for watching. Feel free to comment and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye guys.